I were the Iranians, I would actually take out Israeli desalinization plants now, right now, end Israel right now. Just end it. Just take it out, end it. Israel might have a plan B. They might be able to ship in water because Europe, no one's going to let the Jews die. So they're going to ship in water and all that. Fine, but that'll be their life from now on. Foreign sources of water, tankers pointing off, Israeli people, lining up to get, like Gazans, to pump water into their pot to take home and all that. Good. Make that Israel's future. No more running water in pipes. Blow up the desalinization plants and eliminate it. And Hezbollah, go ahead and take Shabbat Farms and shut off the Jordan River source. Cut it out. End it. Make the Dead Sea dead. Make Israel over. Israel needs to cease to exist. It is literally the cancer on the planet. And Iran could do that by blowing up desalinization plants. I think they might want to give the Gulf Arab states another shot. But at some point in time, you at least pick one. I'd pick the UAE because I just hate them. Erase them. Blow up all their desalinization plants and make the country disappear. All the expatriates will leave. All the foreigners will leave. And then those UAE Bedouins, well, they'll have to sit there and do what? Do what? Drink oil? Good luck. They deserve it. And this is hopefully what they're talking about in Riyadh is we're screwed. We're screwed. We're heading toward the apocalypse. And again, when they say they don't care about their people. They only care about themselves, about their family, about, the monarchy. I really enjoyed reading about what happened to the Hashemites in Iraq. I'll let the people Google that to figure out what I mean. But I don't really mean that because nobody wants to see families hacked up and dragged through the streets. But, when you take these families that have no legitimacy whatsoever and you put them in charge and they are this corrupt, maybe they need the Hashemite solution, Baghdad version, which could become the Hashemite solution, Amman version, which would be nice. And it could be the solution in Bahrain. You really want Khalifa to stay there, this fat nobody? I mean, he's so corrupt, so despicable. The family's been despicable. They were a joke when we were there as weapons inspectors. I could tell you stories that would make your hair curl. Go talk to the Gulf Air stewardesses. All the Gulf Air stewardesses out there who spent time on the Sheik's beach and got recruited to go in and do his little things. You know what I'm talking about, Gulf Air stewardesses, because you did them. Why don't you start telling people what really happened? How despicable these people are. Despicable. And yet they govern and we treat them like they're some sort of, somebody. They're nobody. They're stupid. They're ignorant. They're corrupt. And they're morally deficient human beings. And yet they sit there and live and make all this money and everybody comes rolling up to them and treating them like they're God because they make money. Well, they're not going to make money anymore if Iran erases their energy. And then the world will see these people for what they are. Pathetic losers. I'm fed up because it's there to blame. People are like, Scott, what do you got against the Gulf Arab nations? Everything. I got everything against you because you're to blame. You caused this. You allowed the United States to come in and create a Sunni Shia split. This isn't Iran's fault. This is your fault. You all bought into it. And you played the game where you allowed the United States military to come in and then you enriched American defense industry. I mean, look at this straight out bribery. Remember when Donald Trump's first term and he went over and danced a stupid sword dance with the Saudis? Straight up bribery. Said, we're going to buy more American weapons as if this is what makes a relationship good. Well, Saudi, how are those weapons working right now? How secure are you right now with all those weapons you bought? UAE, how's that missile defense stuff work? I mean, you can put out all your bullshit numbers. UAE, 400 missiles were shot at and we shot down 297 of them. Yeah, but how many of your interceptors did you expend to shoot those down? And how many you got left? And what's going to happen tomorrow when you can't defend your nation because the United States refuses to give you more interceptors because we sent all the ones we brought out of South Korea to Israel? It is the role played by the Gulf Arab nations in making this possible. They are the ones responsible. This is why I shed no tears for them. I will never cry for Israel. As Israel gets erased off of the planet, I will cheer because Israel is a cancer. But joining the Israelis as cancerous entities are every single royal family in the Gulf Arab region. None of them got there legitimately. They were all put in there by the British and then sustained by the Americans, and they live off of the money they get out of the ground. They didn't earn this. It's a gift given to them. And there are not too many of them that spend this money wisely. And, again, unfortunately for the well-meaning people out there, you pay the price for the corruption of your bosses. Everybody treats MBS as if he's some sort of good. You do know he's a disgusting pig of a human being. There's nothing good about this man. He represents the worst of Saudi Arabian society. The excesses of Saudi Arabia are put into him. There is no moral compass in him. Just ask the family of Khashoggi. MBS had him cut up. That's what he does. And yet we run around, shake his hand. We crawl to him. Joe Biden literally crawled to him. Joe, you should have bombed Saudi Arabia. That's the nation worth bombing, not Iran. should have turned our guns on Saudi Arabia and eliminated this corrupt regime and replaced it with a democratically elected society that represents the true will of the people, except, man, the Shia might get a vote then. Anyways, I've gone off long enough on these guys.